Alright, what's up everybody? We are on Season 2, Episode 4 of Vinland Saga, which is called Awakening. Definitely a title that, well, makes me expect that this could be a pretty big episode, but who knows, honestly. I do surely remember that Episode 4 of Season 1 was a major one. You know, it's obviously where Thor actually died and what sort of kickstarted the whole journey of what Vinland Saga would become afterwards. But yeah, I will say that once again, looking at that title, Awakening, it also just makes me think about Thorfinn in the last episode where he woke up from that certain dream and he couldn't remember what it was he dreamt. He just knew that it was something important. That's what he mentioned, right? And we know that looking at, well, Thorfinn's current state of mind, he isn't doing all too well, mentally speaking. He's basically lost all will to live. And, well, he still keeps himself alive, don't get me wrong, but it's just like he's surviving. That's all that he's doing still at this point, right? And he's looking for that. Well, he's not even necessarily looking for it, but I am looking for it rather. I'm looking for something for him to have something to pursue, is what I mean to say. And so maybe now he's gonna remember what it is that actually was on his mind, that he still had somewhere in the back of his memory, that like he couldn't think about it anymore, but his dream is at last going to be revealing it to him, his next upcoming dream or something. I don't know. That's kind of the big question right now. Yeah, last episode was crazy. It was super good, but it was also a little heartbreaking, seeing him, of course, offer himself up there for Einar, just saying, guys, just go ahead and kill me instead, because I don't care, basically. Then, of course, Snake came in at the very end, saving the day for Thorfinn. And Snake is definitely a character who, well, appears like he's going to be playing a big role, but it's kind of hard to tell right now who he is and what his personality is like. And, we saw like a quick little scene where he seemed to be kind of slacking, right? Like his grandpa was doing some work outside and he just woke up way too late, probably hungover or something like that. And I don't know. It's he showed up there at that fortress, and then it turned out that he was actually the one in charge. So that definitely caught me by surprise, and everybody seemed super scared of the guy, right? So that includes, of course, Fox, who is the Joker guy, who I definitely like. I mean, I like those kinds of personalities, but at the same time, he was the one so carelessly willing to sacrifice these filthy slaves, I guess, right? Just for Olmar, I guess, to I don't know, gain some confidence. And Olmar is also a guy that in a weird way, like I can stand Olmar definitely. Well, I don't know. I don't think that's too, unpopular to say, but I can stand Olmar the least out of everybody so far, just because the dude is a straight up pussy. And I don't know. It's like I can already tell that he's gonna be reacting out of arrogance a lot. And I don't know. You wonder if a character like that can perhaps start to redeem himself later on, if there is some kind of redemption arc there laid out for him. That's kind of the big question right now, because I could absolutely see that. You already know that a bunch of these characters are gonna have character development, right? They're gonna it's I mean, I think back to Canute, and I think back to even Askeladd, who at first they definitely portrayed as like somebody you could only hate. Later on, you learn to appreciate some aspects of him, even though he was still very much, of course, that that warrior, that pirate, whatever you want to call it, who was very careless. And that's, a mentality that a lot of the people in this world, of course, have. It's even what Fox talked about, I think, in the last episode. And he talked especially about fear, right? Thorfinn, I want to see the fear in your eyes. And Thorfinn wasn't showing any. And it's interesting because even they themselves started showing it when their master showed up there, at the end of the episode. So far, so good. What a great ride Vinland Saga already is, and I'm very excited to get into episode 4 here and see where we go from here. So without further ado, guys, do let me quickly point out, of course, that if you enjoy my reactions to Vinland Saga, you can already watch the next 4 episodes straight away over on my Patreon page, which is going to be linked on top of the description. Over there, we will already be on episode 8 right now, and of course, I am watching the show as the episodes air over there, so you can see my reactions basically the day after every single episode airs. As well as, of course, full-length versions if you want to see me react to the episodes in their entirety. With that being said, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and then let's get into episode 4 of Season 2 of Vinland Saga. Even Olmar seems kind of afraid of him. Interesting.
ひでえなこりゃ。キツネ。はい。近寄れ。は、はい。
Yeah, you had that coming for you.
アナグマ。はい。説明。
Complete fucking panic, you gotta love it. Oh, did he offer Thorfinn some food? And Einar?
お前らが奴隷をいじめてどうすんだ。
Just himself.
若様がやんなきゃだろ。でも、そいつが。
No, he didn't.
生意気言うからさ。
Thorfinn doesn't even care to, you know, dispute.
悪かったな。こいつらバカなんだよ。俺はヘビだ。
トルフィンです。
What's that about? Oh shit. What? Why the hell did he just pull out a sword like that? Thorfinn recognized it as like a typical Askeladd move? Like he realizes this dude is kind of a backstabber or... It's kind of a test. What the hell? This guy just wanted to prove a point.
分かってるだろうな。この件でこれ以上面倒を起こした日には、お前らこの先、顎で飯が食えると思うなよ。返事
Man, Snake is becoming scarier with every scene we see of him.
生きたいのか。
Yeah, he kind of got Thorfinn himself to realize it. That's what we gotta figure out. Maybe now you're gonna have to go and sleep again and hope you dream this time around and do remember it.
災難だったな、二人とも。あの客人たちのいたずらには旦那様も少々手を焼いていてな。いたずらって、いたずらで殺されかけじゃ叶いませんよ。何、本当に殺されたりはさ。
Yeah, you sure about that?
いや。
Exactly, you weren't there.
ヘビって親分が来なかったら、本当にやられてましたよ。ああいう連中は、俺たちの命なんか。
Oh, maybe that's why we just saw the end.
だとしても仕方ない。強いやつが弱いやつを殺す。当たり前のことだ。
Thorfinn over here with the survival of the fittest mindset.
なあなあ、いいなる。それより傷が埋めていかん。薬を塗っておこう。薬代など気にせんでいい。お前たちの面倒は私に一任されている。
Man.
駆けつけるのが遅れて。
Crazy how this guy, yeah, and then the farmer himself, Kettle, you know, are actually pretty stand-up guys.
アルネーズにもお礼を言っておきなさい。
Oh, you don't have to ask him.
畑の中をずいぶん走り回ったようだ。それと私の古着で少し大きいだろうが、トルフィンにこれをやろう。
お前な、パテールさんに何も言うことないのか。
Yeah, like thanks maybe. I don't know what's on his mind right now, to be honest.
あのな、 こういう時はありがとうございますって言うんだよ。ほれ。
He's looking kind of perplexed, like...
言えよ。大体なんださっきからだんまりで。感じ悪いな。みんながよくしてくれてるってのに。
構わんよ。トルフィンが無口なのは知って。
Yeah, they've known him longer than Einar. And off he goes.
今日は麦狩り休んでいいって言われただろ
う。森だ。こんな傷なんでもない。
Wow.
蛇とやり合った時のあの身のこなし。
You can tell exactly that he's been in combat.
強いやつが弱いやつを。
Yeah, that mindset is pretty telling as well.
当たり前のことだ。
ドルフィン、お前戦争に行ったことあるか？
ああ。
人を殺したのか？
ああ。
He's gonna get to know him a little better now.
何人くらいだ？5、10人くらいか？
You probably don't want to know.
何人かなんて覚えちゃいない。たくさん殺した。5つか6つくらいの頃から戦場にいた。デンマーク軍のイングランド攻めにも加わったよ。俺は戦士だった。
Not a true warrior, though.
軽蔑するか、エイナル。
Okay. Is he gonna dream again?
俺は戦士だった。軽蔑するか。
Oh shit. Wow, he was not looking too happy remembering this, though. He did not just put it on fire himself. Oh, okay. I thought that sleeping place was put on fire. Of course he'd be thinking back.
何人殺したなんて覚えちゃいない。
Does he hold Thorfinn kind of responsible for that then? It sure would have been a twist if Thorfinn himself was there, you know? Yeah, he probably wasn't by himself, but still, he's one of them. That's how he sees it, of course. Man. Dude. This is fucking tense. What are you gonna do? Thorfinn's gonna notice and he's immediately gonna go in reflex mode. Oh, he's dreaming about this. A lot of dead trees. What's he looking for? Don't tell me he's about to remember and that's where he gets woken up. Oh shit. The hell is this supernatural version of a soldier? He's not even waking up from his dream. That's how much he's into it. Even if Einar is already choking him over here. I mean, you'd have to imagine Einar realizes how much Thorfinn is struggling in actuality, right? Oh, this woman. Yeah, I sure remember that. We saw her disappear, I remember, very symbolically almost. I always wondered if that meant she actually died, or, you know... People in the comments told me that's what it meant, but I wasn't too sure about that. Is Einar even gonna tell him about what he almost did?
殺した。大勢殺した。お前の家族を殺した奴ら。そいつらと俺は同じだ。
Yeah, he feels remorse, that's, you know. That's only a good thing.
今日まで生きてきていいこと一つもなかったよ。
お前は死にてえのか。お前がどんなひどい目にあったかなんて知らねえ。どんな地獄で生きてきたかなんて知りたくもねえ。けどこんな地獄でのんきにくっちゃべってられんのも、飯食ったりクソして寝たりしていられんのも、なんもなかっただって。
It's almost like he's repeating his mother's speech now. About you've won if you stay alive. You can always start over. Which he himself was so... yeah, not in agreement with at first. That's fascinating. It's like Einar went through his own sort of mental process of forgiveness and, you know... trying to understand what Thorfinn must have been through. A bit, at least. Yo, is this... could this be Canute? I have no idea if I'm thinking in the right direction, but... at some graveyard? Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be him, right? I always have trouble with recognizing anime characters. But... wow, this was actually perhaps the slowest episode of Vinland Saga that I've seen in the entire show so far. And don't get me wrong, I don't mean that in a bad way. I have always appreciated that about this show in general, the pacing. I've talked about it plenty of times, right? But I feel like this episode stepped that up a notch with just... yeah, I mean, when I really try to summarize what happened here, it isn't all that much, right? I mean, of course, we see... well, okay, so Snake, they didn't really get into his character too much, only, you know, to further reinforce the idea on us that all these men are scared of him, and he does seem of high status, therefore, right? Even Olma was, yeah, sort of impressed by him, it seemed. So that's interesting, but what was more interesting was the fact that Snake was used to make something to make Thorfinn aware of something, And that's where we initially started, right? He made Thorfinn aware of the fact that he still had a will to live. And Thorfinn himself wasn't even sure about that. He did know about that dream that he had last episode already, right? Episode 3, saying that, oh, there's something I should be remembering, but what? It must be important, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, but you know, again, he didn't realize therefore either that it was perhaps a reason for him to want to stay alive or something, right? That's what I'd sort of speculated about. So this is what Snake confronted him with initially. Now, after that, you know, we see how they get close and, you know, they talk to the Peter guy, is that how I'm supposed to pronounce it? Who seems to be nice. And like I said, it's very interesting to see the contrast of like how these... this Peter guy, but then also Kettle himself, of course, both are people that are relatively, I mean, they are pretty upstanding guys for, as much as the situation sucks, and, you know, these are, of course, they're slaves still at the end of the day. They treat them with dignity and with respect, and that's something I can absolutely appreciate, because the same can definitely not be said for all these other guys that we are seeing. But Thorfinn doesn't even know how to say thanks. Thorfinn doesn't even know really how to process any of this, and he's still dead inside completely, right? Which Einar gets a little bit annoyed about, I guess. I mean, Einar clearly does not understand Thorfinn. And it's interesting because Thorfinn is also not really, still not telling him the full picture. He started teasing a couple things now, right? And he was upfront to him about the fact that he killed people too. And he was one of these warriors, and he was among those people responsible technically for Einar's family's death. But again, it wasn't enough. I mean, he didn't even apologize for it necessarily, but I think Einar did see that he showed remorse in some way, right? But again, man, that whole final encounter where Thorfinn, like, all of it is happening sort of in these characters' heads from what I could tell or what I figured. It's like, again, Thorfinn didn't even tell Einar what the dream was that he was having, but Einar himself could eventually figure out that, like, oh, Thorfinn is troubled. He's a character with a past that he regrets. He's not necessarily, he's definitely not proud of anything that he's done. And this is not something that Thorfinn, like I said, made even aware to him verbally, right? But it's something that Einar eventually manages to, I think, realize as he's just thinking about the situation. So while at first, you know, from an emotional perspective, he wanted to strangle him there, and he couldn't let go when he heard the fact that Thorfinn, killed people and was, like I said, one of these guys that technically was responsible for his family's death. But with all that, just that little bit of time that passes and seeing Thorfinn struggle there in his dreams, it's enough to make Einar, I guess, kind of start to understand. Like who he's dealing with a little bit better. And I love that. I think, that really is everything that happened in this episode. It's not that much, but the pacing of it, the music that they played, all of it was so fantastic. And I even, especially found it fascinating at the very end there, how Einar essentially took over the same speech that he got from his mom, where his mom said, you've won, basically, if you're still alive, because it always means you get to start over, and that's all that it's about. It's about surviving. And Einar thought it was such bullshit at first, because it's like, look at the situation you've left me with. He did not agree in the slightest. And here he is giving Thorfinn the exact same speech right now. Everything always comes full circle in this show. It's just so well thought out. And I can only absolutely appreciate that about Vinland Saga. So episode 4 here, like I said, I think out of all the episodes we've seen, it's the one that least moved the plot forward. I'd like to think, but at the same time gave me a lot to appreciate, gave me a lot to respect, and I don't know, I just thought it was a beautiful episode, So guys, I hope you enjoyed my reaction and review here of episode 4 of season 2 of Vinland Saga. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, of course, on the video, subscribe to the channel, and the notification bell, make sure you tap that too. Over on Patreon, if you're watching this on YouTube, I will already have the next 4 episodes up, so you can check those out straight away. You can also watch me react to these episodes as they air, basically the day after they do. So your support is, of course, very much appreciated and allows me to make these videos in the first place. And then with that being said, I want to thank you all a lot for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you back in the next episode.